Everyone's trying to learn how to talk to AI. There are courses, boot camps, but here's what nobody is saying. Some of us already know how to do this. Not because we studied it, not because we took a course, because our brains have been doing this our whole lives. If you're neurodivergent, you might already be a natural at this. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why. Here's what most people experience when they use AI. They type something in, they get a generic, surface-level answer back, and they think, this thing is useless, so they give up. Or they spend hours trying to figure out why it's not working. But the problem isn't the AI. The problem is the prompt. AI responds to precision. It responds to context. It responds to clear, logical, specific input. And for most neurotypical people, that kind of communication doesn't come naturally. They're used to social shorthand, implied meaning. You know what I mean energy. AI does not know what you mean. AI needs you to say exactly what you mean. And guess who's been doing that their whole life? I've been using AI seriously for about 2 years now. And somewhere along the way, I noticed something. The results I was getting were different from what I kept seeing other people get. More specific, more useful, more on. And I started asking myself, why? I wasn't following a prompting framework. I wasn't using some special technique. I was just communicating the way my brain naturally communicates. Literally, precisely, with full context. Because that's how I've always had to communicate. As a neurodivergent person, I learned early that people don't always understand me if I'm vague. So I learned to be exact. I learned to give context. I learned to say what I actually mean. Turns out, that's exactly how you talk to AI. And I don't think that's a coincidence. Let me break this down, because I think once you see this, you're going to look at your brain very differently. Neurodivergent brains tend to think literally. We say what we mean what we say. We don't do well with vague, neither does AI. When you give AI a vague prompt, you get a vague answer. When you give AI a precise, literal prompt, you get exactly what you asked for. Our literal thinking isn't a communication flaw. It's a prompting superpower. A lot of neurodivergent brains are wired to spot patterns. We notice when something is slightly off. We notice what works and what doesn't. We iterate. Prompting is literally just pattern recognition in action. You try something. You notice what the AI does. You adjust. You try again. That loop? We do that naturally. A lot of us think in systems. We break things down into steps. We want to understand the logic behind something. We build frameworks, even if just in our heads. The best prompts are structured. They have a role, a task, a context, a format. That's a system. And systems thinking brains build those naturally. We notice details other people miss. We know when something is slightly wrong. We're not satisfied with close enough. That's exactly the skill you need to evaluate AI output. Most people accept the first answer they get. We read it carefully. We notice what's missing. We refine. That's not perfectionism. When something clicks for us, we go deep. We don't just skim the surface. We explore every angle. Hyperfocus turns a basic AI session into a full research and creation system. While someone else gets one answer and moves on, we're building entire workflows. This one is deep. So many of us spent years learning how to translate our thoughts for other people. How to explain ourselves in a way that lands. How to give enough context so we're actually understood. That's called context setting, and it is one of the most advanced prompting skills there is. We learned it the hard way. Now it works for us. So when I say neurodivergent brains are built for this, I mean it. Not as a feel-good statement, as a literal, observable fact. The traits that made communication hard in neurotypical spaces make us exceptional in AI spaces. But to leverage this superpower, you need an AI that actually speaks your language. Most mainstream AI models are trained to cater to neurotypical shorthand. They try to guess what you mean, which forces you to fight the system. That's why I don't use them. The tool I personally use is Hermes, available on Abacus AI. And I want to talk about why this specific architecture is a neurodivergent brain's best friend. Hermes is highly responsive to detailed, precise prompts, which means it rewards exactly the way our brains naturally communicate. You give it clear context, it gives you clear output. You build a structured prompt, it follows it. It doesn't punish our communication style, it works with it. So what does that actually look like in real life? Let me give you some examples from my own experience. Take lead generation. Instead of chasing clients, I gave Hermes my exact business model, my exact ideal client profile, and my specific solutions. Because Hermes loves deep context, it skipped the generic marketing fluff and gave me content that actually converts. The right people started finding me, because the message was finally clear. Or website building and script writing. Usually, the blank page triggers total executive dysfunction. Overwhelm sets in. Now, I brain dump my chaotic thoughts into Hermes, and it acts as the external scaffolding my brain needs, building frameworks, organizing sections, and destroying that blank page paralysis. I still write in my voice, but the block, gone. And finally, researching ideas for my YouTube channel. Coming up with fresh content ideas consistently is a lot, especially when your brain is already running at full capacity. I use Hermes to help me research topics, find angles, and explore what my audience actually needs. It's like having a research assistant who never gets tired and never judges the random directions my brain goes. These aren't hypothetical examples. This is how I actually use Hermes every day. As a neurodivergent person running a business and a YouTube channel, it fills in the gaps where my executive function needs support. Not as a crutch, as a tool. A really good one. My link to get started is in the description. It supports this channel and it costs you nothing extra. Okay, here's how to actually start using this. Step 1. Trust your brain. Before you even open an AI tool, know that you are already ahead. Your literal thinking, your pattern recognition, your detail orientation. Those are assets here. Stop apologizing for how your brain communicates. Start using it. Step 2. Start with Hermes on Abacus A1. Go to the link in my description. Sign up and select Hermes. And just start a conversation. Don't overthink it. Just talk to it the way your brain naturally talks. Precisely, with context, with detail, and watch what happens. Step 3. Use this simple prompt structure. Role. Tell the AI who it is. Task. Tell it exactly what you need. Context. Give it the relevant background. Format. Tell it how you want the output. That's it. 4 parts. And because of how your brain works, you probably already do most of this without realizing it. Step 4. Iterate like you naturally do. Don't accept the first answer if it's not right. Refine it. Add more context. Ask it to adjust. That pattern recognition brain of yours, put it to work. If this video made something click for you, if you've ever felt like your brain was too much or too different, I want you to sit with this for a second. The AI era was made for brains like ours. Not despite how we think, because of how we think. And I'm going to keep making videos that show you exactly how to use that. Scripts, systems, tools, workflows, all built for neurodivergent brains. If you want to be here for that, subscribe. And drop a comment below. Which of those 6 traits felt most like you? I read every single one. The Hermes link is in the description. Go try it. Talk to it like your brain talks. And come back and tell me what happened. I'm Nicole. I help neurodivergent people thrive with AI. If your brain doesn't fit the system, subscribe. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next one.